want to get away from it. You know, I always hit the mouse and something happens. Oh, see, there I did it. How do I go back, Jesse?
Left arrow. Yeah.
I just said I'll make it go, and I don't mean to, and I did it. So thank you, Jesse, for helping out a very poorly, I guess, what can I say? I'm not very technology savvy. So thank you to Jesse. So good morning, everyone. Wow, it's great to see so many people here at Employee Update. So hello on this rainy Friday. I don't know about you guys, but I'm about done with this rain and cold weather. I'm ready to walk outside for Fitness Fridays. It's not going to happen today, obviously, but hopefully warm weather is just around the corner. So as you guys came in, I'm sure you saw our new employees or employees who have been promoted or moved to new positions since our last update at the end of January. So like I do at all updates, I'd like to take the opportunity, if you are a new employee or an employee that's in a new role at the Owens campus, would you please stand so we can officially welcome you to the Owens campus family. So there's got to be some of you. Let's see, where else? Yep, good. Woo! So welcome, and we do, we're so happy that you joined our family, and or that you kind of just playing another role in the family, right? So that's good too. So lots of great opportunities. I'd also like to take the time to ask any new employees who have joined us, let me get this right, since last spring at this time, who are also Delaware Tech alumni. If you would stop by Karen's desk, Karen's office, because we have Delaware Tech alumni t-shirts for you. You might recall a year ago, we had all of our employees that were Delaware Tech alumni receive Delaware Tech alumni t-shirts, and we want to make sure that we capture the employees that were hired since last spring who are Delaware Tech alumni, or maybe you became a Delaware Tech alumni since last spring, which would be cool. Please stop by and see Karen so you can get your Delaware Tech alumni t-shirt, and I ask you to wear that with pride, okay? So let me give you an update on the agenda. We tweaked a couple things. I try to send it out a week ahead just so you have an idea, but you know, I'm going to give my campus director update in a minute. Molly Carter will be here to give us an Achieving the Dream update. Sarah Carter is going to do an update on IIT, some password stuff. Top secret, probably, I don't know. I think you should have gotten a handout when you came in from our awesome IIT group that not only fixes technology, but our greeters as well. So thank you, Tom and group. Yeah. Oh, if you didn't get it, we have more, but I'll also email it out with the link to the video for today too, for those employees that weren't able to be here. So you can either get a copy on the way out, or I'll also email it when I do an update, okay, a Bobby's Blast. Thank you, Sarah. So we had so many people attend today. That's a good problem to have. Sherry Johnson's going to give us a care team update, or a care update. Chris Moody and Kim Merritt are going to give us an update on workforce development, and we're going to, our final update or final presentation will be employee giving with our co-chairs, Tanya Schaefer and David LaFazia. And like I always do, we'll close out with Ask Bobby. So think of your questions. Don't stump me too bad today, though. It's Friday and it's rainy, but I trust you guys will take good care of me. So with that said, let's go on to an update on our big three. So for those of you who don't know, when I came on board a little over 2 years ago, collectively all of us said, let's figure out some things that we're going to focus on as a campus that also supports our college-wide initiatives. And so we came up with our big three. And our big three are student and employee success, wellness, and service. And so I try to give updates either through my Bobby's Blasts or through employee campus updates to let everybody kind of know where we are and to celebrate some good things. So couple pictures up here. Oh, shout out to Tom Byrne, who I send stuff to him and then it turns out and looks really nice like this. It did not look that way when I sent it to him, so thank you, Tom Byrne, wherever you are. Yay, Tom Byrne. Thank you, Tom. I'm like, you might want to make this look prettier. And he's like, yes, I do. And he does. So here you go. Thank you, Tom. It takes a village. So our student athletes are on the fields and on the greens representing Delaware Tech. Our baseball team started their games in February. For those of you that were there watching the game, some of us were. It was a little chilly. We think they should start in March instead of February. It's very cold. But their record is 10 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. So, woohoo! And our softball team also rocks. They just began their season in March. I think the girls get it a little better, you know. So it's been a little chilly at their games, but they've just had 4 games so far, and here's the cool thing. They're undefeated, 4-0. Woo! And our golf team is coached by 2 of our full-time employees, Jeff Vasali and Tom Butterly. So thank you guys for not only doing your job during the day, but coaching our golf team, and they're off to a great season as well. So I asked that you check out the athletic schedule on that new calendar that Gail showed us last time, and maybe come out to a game. I don't think we can get on the course with the golfers, can we, Tom? You can? Can I be like a caddy, or how does that work? All right. I hope that, okay, well, let me know if you need somebody. I'd totally be into that. So I hope you guys can get out to a future game. The athletes really do enjoy us stopping by, and it's been fun. They play on Saturdays and Sundays, usually the baseball team, but they also have baseball and softball team, but they also have some weekday games. So check the calendar, get away from your desk for a little bit, come out and cheer on our teams. They're doing a great job. And I'm going to add this wasn't in my notes, but Gail emailed me last night. Thinking of athletics, we have a lot to celebrate, talk about employee success. This is a retiree success. Our own Curtis Brock is going to be inducted into the Delaware Baseball Hall of Fame in June. So that's hot off the press. So we'll share some information June 10th, I think it is, right? Is it the Blue Rocks? Up north in Wilmington. So more to come on that, but isn't that cool? So there's Curtis that has coached here for so many years, and he's going to be recognized, so we're proud of that. Another picture up here is of one of our PTK, Phi Theta Kappa inductees at the recent induction ceremony. This is kind of some neat facts about PTK. Our Owens campus Alpha Epsilon chapter began on April 12th, 1979, so we'll soon be celebrating 40 years of leadership, service, and membership next month. So that's pretty cool. Our theme for this year's induction was making connections, and this theme allowed opportunities to provide a vital message to our students to connect and become active in the chapter and in the community. So we were really excited to have one of our own, okay, remember we celebrate student and employee success. So Michelle Work, who's our department chair for human services, was our keynote speaker. And she was a rock star that night. She provided a brief history of her involvement as a chapter president right here on this campus in PTK, and her focus on service and community engagement. And I will tell you that those students left wanting to be involved. So let's applaud Michelle. I don't know if she's here. Is she here? Everybody's pointing to her. They're not letting her get away with it. Because she's paying it forward, right? And she's saying this is how I grew and how I learned, and it's just good stuff all around. So I also wanted to let you know that our chapter won 3 awards at the regional convention, and it's Best C4 Program, Best C4 Event, and a Gold Chapter. And that means they received 5-star status again this year. So yay, PTK. And we know that our students can't be successful, or they can't reach their success, I should say, without a lot of support. And so I want to give a shout out to our PTK advisors, Jose Widener-Ahario, Brian Cox, and Michelle Gamble. Are you guys here today? Anybody here? If you see them, thank them for their support of our PTK. And if you all have student clubs that you would like me to highlight in my student success portions, send the information to me, okay? Or if you have things you'd like me to highlight for employee success. To close out this one, the last picture, you can see Allison's in action there. I just wanted to thank everyone because this wasn't just about student success. I really think it was about employee success too, because I think we can be more successful when we're able to share ideas and really help brainstorm and think about processes. And I really thought that the Achieving the Dream forums last week were an opportunity to do that. We had about 80 employees attend Wednesday's session, about 40 attend on Thursday. Molly did 2 Zoom sessions. She had 8 on Thursday, but check this out. 62 attended on Monday afternoon. So that's pretty awesome. So Molly, thank you for helping lead all of this for us. And I want to thank each of you for helping us not only focus on student success through Achieving the Dream, but focusing on the whole campus and college success too. So great job, everyone. So service. So hashtag DTCC serves is being used more and more as we continue to expand our service opportunities for employees and students alike. So before I get into the pictures, I have to show this. I wasn't on campus yesterday, but I did rock my socks at the president's office in interviews for a college-wide position. We had to explain to every candidate why we all had socks that didn't match. That was a little interesting yesterday. So I got in a picture up there with them, but I saw lots of pictures from down here, and I want to give a shout out to our OTA students who sold those socks and are giving $1,360 back to Down Syndrome Association. Yay, OTA. And I know that the faculty and staff and the students would say that they couldn't have done this without all of you buying socks. So thank you for that. I think they ran out of socks. Is that right? Yeah. What's that? I know. I texted Joanne, and I'm like, can I get like 30 more pairs? She's like, no. I'm like, really? She's like, no. I'm like, next year I'm just buying 50 from the get-go. That's all. So we had the Selbyville Middle School soccer team was all wearing them yesterday. So my daughter's on that team. So congratulations to everyone in this room, because this is super cool stuff. So I love how we're giving back. So since our last update, many of you have volunteered right here on campus in our food pantry, our STEM expo the other night, STEM conferences for youth in our community, and really just lending a helping hand to each other and to our students on campus. That's service at its best. But in addition to service on campus, we also went out into the community to serve at the Habitat Restore in Lewis. There's a little picture of a group there. And we also planted beach grass at the Indian River Inlet last Saturday. And it was fun because we had our Delaware Tech gear on and people said, oh, Delaware Tech's here. So lots and lots of fun. So it's been fun representing Delaware Tech in the community, and we hope that you might consider joining us in the future. So some future opportunities for service. We'll start with on-campus service opportunities. You can see that, God bless you. You can see the flyer up there for Campus Community Day. I believe this information is up on the portal. Is that right? Somebody help me. Jen? Kelly? Jen? Okay, Kelly, thank you. I knew they were here. When there's so many of you, I can't find you guys. Great, thanks, Kelly. So you can see we're going to do our annual event. Great day, Kelly, Jen, thank you for organizing yet again. There's a link to sign up like we've done in the past. We do service in the morning, some activities, some food. It's really a great opportunity to just give back to the campus. So I'm sure I don't know if we'll be scraping rust off of things. Who knows? Scott Eisman just walked in. I didn't ask him. Painting, planting, lots of different things. There's also some service type projects often where we can just give back and do some small projects where you don't have to get dirty and all painted up if you don't like that. So please consider signing up for that day. It's a day you can kind of dress down, serve the campus community, and have fun with your colleagues. So I hope that you'll join us on that day. Some other campus opportunities. I know Janelle would kill me if I didn't say this. We could always use some gala volunteers. I know that we also always can use graduation volunteers. So the night of graduation, if you're not involved in the actual ceremony, we always need people to help seat people or hand out programs or a million different things. So you can reach out to Gail and her team for the graduation volunteers. Actually, Sherry Johnson and Willie Thomas are the co-chairs for that, so you guys can reach out to them. And also, we still have our food pantry, so there's opportunities for each and every one of you and our students to volunteer in the food pantry. And Kelly Dunt is your point person for the food pantry. Is that right, Gail? Okay. And so we have a couple off-campus opportunities coming up, and they're either already posted on the portal or soon to be posted on the portal. We have a tree planting event on April 6th from 12 to 3, and that's at a to-be-determined site in Sussex County to support buffer initiatives for creating greener spaces and supporting local environmental needs. So Jen Blackwell's leading that. That's students and employees. Sign up if you'd like to. That information is on the portal. And then we're going to be doing, thank you, Gail, for setting this up again this year, another Sussex County Habitat build. So if you did it last year and you want to do it again, this is an opportunity. If you didn't do it last year, I didn't, but I already signed up and made sure Karen didn't have anything on my calendar that day. So we're going to do a build on Friday, May 17th, 8:30 to 3:30, and there will be information on the portal, and also send out my Bobby's Blast so you can sign up. For this particular activity, we need you to sign up via the Habitat link that we provide, but then also let Kelly Dunt know that you signed up so we can get you a Delaware Tech Serves t-shirt, okay? So I don't know what I'm gonna do at Habitat Build. I can use a hammer, and my dad, when I went away to college, made me a really nice toolkit that I still have, so maybe I can use that, I don't know. It might be a little rusty, haven't used it for a while. All right. So the last of our big three. So we have had a good time on Fitness Fridays since the last update. Our team has expanded, as you can see, and we even had friends from the Child Development Center come over and join us one day. And some of you know this story, but I said to Karen, there's no way I'm going to get to Fit Friday today. This is a lesson for all of you, okay? So I said, there's no way. I have to get this SB 50 thing out. Janelle and I are working on that. So I text Christy. I said, can you lead the group? She said, oh yeah, I'll go over and lead the group. So I'm sitting there trying to get this message out to all of you. And I hear Karen say, well, Coretta, I don't think she's planning on going. Coretta, why is it so noisy over there? I said, what's going on, Karen? That's our intercom system. I just yell. And Karen said, apparently the kids from the CDC are over there waiting to walk with Miss Bobby. So I said, tell them I'll be over. So I put on my sneakers, I went over, and I'm so glad I did, because here's the take-home message, right? Guess what? I still got the email out to you guys later that day, and I was a little stressed at that moment, and when I got back to my office, I was flying high from being with all these great people and all these young kids. And I'll just tell you a little sidebar, I better not call anybody out. One of the children here has a mama that may or may not be in this audience. And when Mike Knight jumped on the Coretta's desk to take the picture, he said, Miss Bobby, people are not allowed to stand on desks. And I won't say the child's name. You are absolutely right. Do not do that at home. So I tell you all that because, listen, you guys are laughing. And when I left my office that day, I was like, like totally stressed out. And I came back, and I was like raring to go. So when it's like 25 after 11 and you're like, I cannot leave my desk to walk for 20 minutes, here's the message. You can, okay? Oh, but I won't be there today because I do have a conference call. But darn it. But that's because I do have a conference call. Now, Chef Ed and I could probably walk and talk if I needed to, but I'm trying to get Chef Ed to be a dessert sponsor for the gala, so I'm working it today. I know, right? Woohoo! So I hope you guys will join us. This today obviously will be inside. It's rainy and yucky, but I'm praying that next Friday maybe we can start meeting out at the flagpole, 11:30. You don't have to walk far, but think about the CDC kids and how they flipped my day that day, and they literally did. So we know that wellness is more than just exercise, right? So March is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and I don't know if you know this, but colorectal cancer is the 4th most common type of cancer diagnosed and the 2nd leading cause of death from cancer in the US. I had no idea. So we actually we're happy to share that on Monday from 12 to 1, we have Deb Campbell from BB Healthcare that's going to be doing a lunch and learn in 344 A and B across the hall here. If you're interested in coming, Skylar is going to be up here in a minute, but she'll wave right now. You can reach out to Skylar to let her know that you're coming, because here's the cool thing. Deb's bringing lunch. So you don't even have to pack your lunch to come and get this information. She's gonna bring some lunch. I think for the first 20 people, she's bringing lunch. So if you're interested in just kind of expanding your knowledge, it's all about wellness, it's all about knowledge, and Deb's gonna come here and do that. So Skylar is your contact for that, 344 A and B, Monday from 12 to 1. Let's get some knowledge about wellness and health. And so I mentioned Skylar. Skylar's doing a great job in our wellness center and was a great motivator during our recent No More Excuses Challenge. We had 26 participants at the Owens campus, with 19 of them completing every single challenge. And for those of you that did that with me, that was no easy task. And remember, this wasn't physical challenges. This was like cutting sugar out of your diet. Like, oh my gosh, talk about hangry, right? So sugars, and I can't even remember anymore because it was so stressful, Skylar. No, it wasn't. So it was fun. And so we are, in a minute, Skylar's going to come up and announce the winners of that challenge. But before she comes up, our next challenge is Put a Spring in Your Step, an individual step challenge, so much like the Fitbit challenge that we've done in the past. So you can contact Skylar for more information. And now I'm going to have Skylar come up to announce the winners for the No More Excuses Challenge. I think we should do a drum roll. Ready? Come on, here she comes. All right. Oh, sorry.
Hi, everybody. So the other thing I wanted to share from that challenge,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, we had 70 people college-wide complete the entire challenge, and 220.5 pounds lost throughout the entire college. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
Cool.
Okay, so winners. So we had 2 gold level raffle winners, so that's $75 each, and 2 silver level raffles, which was $50 each. So the first winner is Allison Hughes. So to win the gold level, you had to complete at least 35 points, so 35 days worth of doing the challenge, and you had to lose at least 3 to 5% of your body weight.
Yes, you did. And she did. And she
You
did
just have to
both.
sign it.
Just so you know.
And for the silver level raffle, you had to complete at least 21 points out of that 7 weeks, so 21 days of the challenge, and lose at least 1 to 3% of your body weight.
She has to sign off on accepting her check. There's a little business transaction going on there. Sorry, we got to do it right.
All right, the next gold level winner is Carrie Ann Sparks. And our silver level winners, our first one is Nicole Truitt. I don't know if Nicole is here. Yeah. And the second silver level is right in the front, Sherry Johnson.
I was starting to think it was only English-related faculty that were going to get an award, so I'm glad we got somebody.
Each other.
I know, you guys, that's right, you were motivating each other.
So if you guys want to sign up for the STEP Challenge, it starts on Monday. It's individual. You don't have to have a Fitbit to do it. You can use an Apple Watch, Samsung Watch, whatever you want to use. But it starts on Monday, so if you want to come sign up for it, come down to the Wellness Center today and come see me.
Are there prizes?
No, this is bragging rights, but this one is going to be college-wide. So we're going to compare you guys, we'll have a winner campus-wide, but we're also going to compare you guys college-wide, which I think is really cool.
That's all you have to say
Yeah.
for this group. So we know who's going to win now, the Owens campus. So
Thank you, everybody.
Skylar. Thank you. All right. Enough for me. So thank you guys for letting me brag on all of you. This was like the most fun update to ever prepare because you guys are such rock stars. So next up is Molly Carter, who is going to give us an update on Achieving the Dream. Get all my stuff.
So we go from passing out checks to achieving the dream. That doesn't seem quite fair. So we're into 9 months of our first year of Achieving the Dream. Just about this time last year, we were finalizing our application to Achieving the Dream, so it's a good time to reflect on where we're at. So we've learned a lot from our data collection and our feedback sessions. Last week, we held campus forums at every location, and we learned about the major barriers that our students face from the first time that they think about college all the way through completion of their degree or workforce development credential. As Bobby mentioned, we really appreciate how many of you were able to participate in those forums last week, and you provided great feedback and specific priority actions that we need to be taking now. So the data team is currently incorporating our students' voices through disaggregating the SESI results and integrating the feedback from student focus groups. In conjunction with the Diversity and Inclusion Committee, the data team is also working on a survey to learn more about the student experience and climate as it relates to the disparity in outcomes we're seeing for various student demographics. As we finalize this data, we're posting it on the ATD website under the Info Center, which does require visitors to be logged in to My DTCC. Once you're here, you can see lots of good information. And again, the data is posted under the Info Center and the data repository. So all of this data that we've collected from students is being reviewed in order to identify major themes and trends. As we see the same topics and issues and recommendations appear again and again, we know it is something that we need to consider for inclusion in our action plan. Our ATD coaches are meeting with us this week. Actually, they're here yesterday and today, so I will be running out of here after this to join that meeting. We'll begin drafting our action plan, and we'll share it with the college community in the upcoming weeks. Once we have a final version, we will submit it to ATD in May. Here's the template, and we need to identify 2 to 3 priority goals, explain why those goals rose to the top, and provide high-level strategies, interventions, and activities that we will complete in year 2 of ATD so that we can implement them in year 3. While we're still looking through everything we've uncovered this year, we want to share a few themes that we've heard that are major topics at the National ATD Conference that was held last month. So a lot of feedback that we have heard from both student and employees throughout this year followed many of the themes from the conference. First, equity is at the center of ATD's work. When we applied to ATD, we analyzed data and saw that we have an achievement gap or disparity in outcomes for different student populations. We need to be thinking about how our decisions, policies, practices, and teaching methods meet the needs of all students and not just some of our students. Holistic student supports. We know that academic supports, such as tutoring and advising, and support resources, such as financial aid, are critical to student success. We're looking at ways to intentionally integrate these services with our other student supports to address student needs beyond academics. Professional development. The topic of professional development has come up almost every single day since joining Achieving the Dream. We learned some approaches and strategies other schools have adopted to increase their focus on PD. Gateway course design. Well-designed curriculum and courses are essential to students' success. We learned how other colleges have redesigned these courses and eliminated barriers to student success in these subjects while maintaining the quality and integrity of the instruction. Effective and strategic data analysis. ATD really teaches us to be more data-driven. Nearly every workshop we attended helped us think about how we could use data to improve our practices or what data we might need to start collecting to better understand the student experience in a specific area. People, empathy, and connection. This is the most simple yet the most profound takeaway we have this year. Empathy is what connects us to one another, and by practicing empathy, we will build stronger connections to our students. Another item that has come up in nearly every conversation is how we communicate, not only with our students, but with one another. This is definitely something we need to keep at the forefront of our work. So based on all that we have learned and heard this year, we know there is a need to learn more about equity at Del Tech. So therefore, I'm excited to announce that on May 23rd, the college will be hosting a college-wide equity conference for all employees. When we look at our data, we know we need to discuss how to create more equitable outcomes for all students so that persistence and graduation rates are higher for all populations, and there's little to no difference based on demographic. In order to move this needle, we need to have more conversations around equity and how to make equity-minded decisions. While some of you may talk about the topic of equity in your department on a regular basis, this has not been a consistent practice at the college. So if you are thinking, I'm not quite sure how we define equity at Del Tech and how it is different from equality, diversity, and inclusion, then you're going to want to be at this conference. This will be important to us for all being able to have a solid foundation and for having conversations about equity and understanding Delaware Tech student data around equity and educational outcomes. The registration will be available soon, but in the meantime, if you have questions or suggestions, please feel free to contact the co-chairs of the Conference Planning Committee or any of the committee members who you see here. And for any questions or ideas about ATD, please reach out to me or send an email to our Achieving the Dream email. Thank you.
It's the Carter CCIT team. Okay, Carter girls. So hi everyone, I'm Sarah Carter, and I'm here to talk to you about the super secret password changes. I'm just kidding, it's not super secret. How many of you need a personal assistance that you want paid $50 for? Anybody? If you got those emails, you get my joke. So one of the reasons why this change is taking place is because of what I just mentioned, that some hackers are very smart and they know how to get into our system. So what we've done is we've worked really hard to try to figure out how is a better way that we can secure our system, one of which is passwords. So many of you who have gone through the process of changing your password, you know, what's the default password? Month, day, last four of your social. So we used to print those on the schedule, which is also not a great practice. So basically, why is this taking place? It's taking place because our default password schema reveals some pretty important and secure information about our entire college community, which is it can leave us wide open to some security breaches. So again, the second bullet point, people can use that information to get into our system, access secure information, and we don't want that to happen. So what we have come up with, and those of you who have the this sheet right here, if you didn't get it, as we mentioned, Bobby's going to send it out, but it's also outside on the table. We would ask that you follow these instructions to make sure that you are all set. So we have a protocol in place for new students, special populations of students, and then obviously all of our current employees. You already have a password, so you know that you have to reset your password every 6 months. But if you want to be proactive about it after this, go back and change your password if your password doesn't meet the secure standards that we've listed here. So one of the other things about this whole process is, if you read the last bullet point, we're using technology to make this process more secure and basically more complex. And what we need is for all employees and all students to have an alternative email address. So whether that's a Gmail, a Yahoo, whatever you use, we need to make sure that that is listed on file. So these instructions explain how you can go and check and make sure that we do have an alternative email address for you on file. Note that we are asking for a cell phone, but that is completely optional. And again, it's just another layer of being able to communicate for a password reset, things like that. Secure passwords. I know everyone likes to use super easy passwords that they can remember, but there is a reason behind why we recommend, and the recommendation is what you're looking at, 8 to 12 characters. It needs to include uppercase and lowercase, and numbers and special characters. It is very easy. With my work with the information security in faculty here at the college, I remember typing my password in and they were like, we could hack that within 2 minutes. And it's very eye-opening to see there are tons of programs out there, and it's very easy if you don't have a complex password. So those are the reasons why we need to make this change. We do have additional support and information up on the website, and there will be more information coming about the entire process, because this does affect students too, and I'm sure you're going to hear grumblings from the students about this, but we will be communicating this message. But I wanted to make sure that you all were aware, and please try to be proactive about this password change. If you have 2 minutes today to go update everything, that would be awesome. Okay? Thank you.
Ooh, I got a clap.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherry Johnson. I am your campus care team coordinator. And as you can see on the slide, we have one of me at each campus. Really, they don't look a lot like me, but you can see their names on here. Your care team coordinator is also your mental health resource coordinator. So in addition to threat assessment, we try to offer faculty, staff, and students programming and resources to help assist the whole campus community. This includes working with our college-wide Clery Compliance Committee and the Here at See It Voices campaign geared toward prevention programming for students, staff, and faculty. So our next event for that is April 24th. And really, the main thing that you have to do is wear denim. I'm sorry that you might have to wear jeans that day. But really, this is an important event, so if you could just try to promote that to students, anyone that might not be here, we will be holding 2 photo opportunities at this campus because wearing denim is showing a sign of support for survivors of sexual assault. It's an international initiative, and our photo opportunities will be at 11:15 a.m. in the front lobby of the Jason Technology Center and at 11:30 a.m. in the registration lobby. It's great to get those bigger group pictures, but even if you're not able to make one of those photo opportunities, take your own photos with your own groups in class, if that's what it takes, and then post those to social media with our hashtag DTCC Denim Day. So we were asked to provide some information to help employees when they encounter students in different types and stages of crisis. So in a 5-minute update, I can't really get too detailed, but we wanted to just go over some points of contact. When you encounter a student during your regular work hours on campus with concerning behavior that needs urgent attention, you would want to, and that would be threat to self, threat to others, or even statements of such, you would want to contact public safety. The number is up here. And you would also want to use public safety as your best point of contact, first point of contact. That way you're not trying to hunt down me or Dean Sherrier or anyone else, because they are always going to be available by that number. So another thing you can do is called crisis intervention for assistance, or refer the student to crisis intervention if you don't have them in front of you. That will most likely, at least in our experience, has been with online students. So you can contact that outside agency and report the information that you had received to them, but we're also asking that you use the report a concerning person link under the resources tab. That way, we're able to follow up with a student also. And we also have an Owens campus resource counter that is set up in the dining hall. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but there are a lot of resources there for pretty much anything that the student might need, and we're working on building that up even more. But the main numbers that you can call are the crisis intervention numbers that are up here, because they also refer regardless of what needs to be done. They're called crisis, but they're not really just crisis. They can do referrals. Even if the student doesn't have insurance, they deal with mental health, homelessness, abuse, addiction, all of that stuff. So they're at least a reference point that is always available 24/7. So, in order to provide all employees, regardless of what role they have, with some training and information for dealing with people in crisis, the college has partnered with NAMI Delaware to provide workshops on each campus. So our workshop is going to be on March 29th at 1 o'clock in Meeting Room A for now, unless it gets bigger, and then it may change. But if you are interested in going to that, Michelle Work is the contact, and I've kindly given her contact information. I'm sure she appreciates that for everyone to do, but please let her know if you're planning on attending that training. It is going to be going over the impact of trauma, facts about myths about mental health, warning signs, and help to those people that are in need. So, it is no surprise to us that we have seen an increase in mental health needs of our students. So we are in the process of developing a planning assessment that will be available to students by using a link. And we're hoping to have that link, we will have that link in the fall. We will hopefully eventually have an actual kiosk where the student can sit, but we'll at least have that link where the student can do a basic assessment and actually have resources printed out for them or available to them. What we would like to do is plan and expand workshops on mental health here for 2019-20 academic year. So we would appreciate your participation in an upcoming survey on what topics you actually would like to see presented and what professional development you would like to have in order to form or feel more comfortable dealing with our mental health needs of our students. Thanks. Thank you.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Moody. Today we're just going to provide a brief update. It's mainly about our summer camps, but I just wanted to take just a quick 2 or 3 minutes to provide a few facts about workforce development. I get a lot of questions about what is workforce development. So I'm just going to show you just a few items, and I just want to highlight them. So did you know we're a business? We really are. We operate like a business. You know, we live in the world of appropriations and operating units and counting our pennies every day. And when our pennies don't add up, my phone usually rings, and it's usually Jerry McNesby on the other line, so I don't like seeing his name, so we want to make sure our pennies are accurate. I know. Poppy doesn't either. Our operating budget really it's around this year. It's around $3 million, and in years past it's been higher. But it just really depends on any grant awards or contract training. And that's a significant amount of money to have oversight of. Amy does a great job with that, with Jeannie's help. Registrations. So on an annual basis, our registrations now 12,000. That is duplicated, and that it's anywhere from 11.5 to maybe 13.5 on any given year. So it's approximately 12,000 students a year. And as you can see, 8,000 is unduplicated. And that's a lot of students that go through our programs. We oversee the museum and the testing center. A lot of people don't know that. but that is something we do. In the testing center, obviously, one of the main reasons is because we organize all of the high stakes testings for the community. So that flows through us. We have an Innovation and Technology Partnership Center in Bridgeville. A lot of people don't know that. We refer to it as the ITPC. The Stanton campus has the ITC. We have the ITPC, and that is with a partnership through Woodbridge. A couple of years ago, we approached Woodbridge, talked to Heath, their superintendent, and worked out a deal. So we leased one of their buildings. It's just a little under 6,000 square feet. Has a computer lab, has a large lab, has an office. So we do a lot of programming out there. And then just recently, this past summer, they have a building that is adjacent to this building, and now we're growing into that space. So we continue to ask for more space, and it's been working. So it's a great thing because now we're offering a lot of programming on that side of the county. And we're also, Workforce Development is opening another training center in Middletown. So some of our new programming for this year, as you can see, we have general maintenance, HVAC, and patient care technician. Patient care technician was a program that was started up in Newcastle County. Very popular. And it's a lot of hospitals are looking for patient care technicians, and that consists of CNA, phlebotomy, and patient care. Some of our new programs that we're looking at, construction. There's definitely a need in the area of laborers, building, and framers, and then also with project management. So we're looking at developing a statewide program for that. Drones, there's a lot of discussions about drones. There's really not a ton of new jobs just for drones. However, what they're doing is incumbent workers are being trained on drones. So we're trying to figure out how we can incorporate programming to help meet the needs of employers through workforce development and also through instruction. Dialysis is another program that we are hoping to offer in the near future, and we just applied for a grant for that, so hopefully we are successful. Our pathways, we have an advanced manufacturing pathway, so we partner with Woodbridge and Seaford, and every year we recruit 20 to 24 juniors. They go to the ITPC every other day for a half a day, and it's a 2-year program. So they do their junior year and their senior year, and they also have work-based learning opportunities. Next fall, statewide, every county is selecting one school district to have patient care technician. So we're really excited about that. A lot of the schools like allied health programs. So we will be partnering with Woodbridge. We will be recruiting 15 sophomores now. We're actually starting that process now. So next year, each county will have a cohort of 15. Grants. We oversee a lot of grants. I mean, we have our 3 TRIO grants, we have out-of-school youth grants, we have our blue-collar grants, we have public health grants. So that's a major piece of our operation, and that requires a lot of oversight. Environmental Training Center, a lot of you refer that to as the ETC, but a lot of people don't know what's in the ETC or what they do. The Environmental Training Center, they focus on water and wastewater operators, and a lot of people don't know that the state contracts us to help develop all of the tests for water and wastewater operators, and we do a lot of training. We've done training in Bulgaria, Jordan, and the Virgin Islands. Obviously, Virgin Islands has been my favorite. I let Shelly go to Bulgaria and Jordan, so I know Shelly's around here somewhere. She's not going. Yeah, it is a true story. This is another one that many people don't know, but we have a statewide $90 contract rate. And so anytime any company comes to us, and if they say, we're looking for leadership training, and we customize it and they want a 6-hour class, well, we charge them for every hour that we're going to touch that program. It's a $90 an hour rate, and that's statewide. We have operating margins. A lot of times people say, oh, you're making a lot of profit on something. Well, we're not really making profit because we are a nonprofit. But what we are doing is, most people don't understand is if we charge $90 an hour and we have to hire somebody to come in, and let's just say they're making $35 an hour. Well, you have to add OECs and all that to it. And then outside of that, what is left? What about all the operating expenses we have? You have to think about registration. You have to think about Amy working on all the fiscal aspects of it, my time. So there's a lot of people that touch these contracts. So that little bit of money that's left over helps support those salaries. International training rate is $95 an hour, by the way. For the most part, we are self-supporting. So, you know, when you think about workforce development, and a lot of times we kind of look at open enrollment. So our open enrollment budget is approximately $1 million a year. Well, that just covers our salaries. So what happens is, if there's a certain business unit within our open enrollment, and that's maybe it's doing really well or not performing where it needs to be, there's a lot of pressure on those people working in that area because they have to make sure they cover their salaries. And that's why I'm always leaning on Jeannie. And calling Bobby. I call Bobby a lot. We have approximately 150 adjuncts. A lot of people don't know that. They always say, you know, a lot of times they say, oh, you know, what do you guys have, like 20 adjuncts? No, we have like 150 adjuncts. We have a large workforce. Salesforce. So we have a CRM, a customer relationship management system. Some of you may be familiar with that, but one thing a lot of people that don't realize is that we have 3,100 businesses statewide in that CRM, and 2,000 are active. And that's a lot of employers that we have access to. And lastly, we have an amazing team. Obviously, we couldn't do it with all of those guys. So at this time, speaking of amazing team, I'll turn it over to Kim to share a little bit about camps.
All right. So Chris mentioned that we are a business, but this is the fun business, summer camps, kids on campus. A lot of you have seen the kids around here in summer, but we have camps for ages 2 to 17, 9 weeks throughout the summer, and the kids or the parents have the option of coming just in the mornings, in the afternoon, or all day. And then as employees, regular full-time and regular part-time employees, you get free extended care from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you sign your kid up for one of the camps, and you can drop them off before you go to work, pick them up after, okay? We also have scholarships. Sorry, I forgot that one. Scholarships available for students. All they have to do is apply, and wherever Amy is, the applications go to her again. There she is in the back. Poor Amy, yes. She gets a lot. But scholarship applications go to Amy, and then they go through a whole process. And we are awarding up to $300 for each child that is eligible. We also have a discount for 3 or more camps. Once you start with the 4th, 5th, 6th camp, you get $10 off each camp. And like I said, we have camps for 2 to 17-year-olds, but for our 2 to 5-year-olds, a lot of these, the 2, 3-year-olds, obviously they're coming with a parent, but this is a great opportunity to introduce the parents to what Del Tech has to offer while providing some fun for them and their child. Our 4 and 5-year-olds are allowed to come to camp by themselves, and they're usually just morning sessions from 9 to noon, maybe 9 to 10:30, depending on which one, but those children must be potty trained. Yeah, our ages 5 to 8, you can see some of our options up here. This is for our kindergarten to 2nd, 3rd grade age, depending on where your child falls, or in there. But with this group, if you're getting their hands dirty, they're loving it, But again, you can see some of them. We start to introduce some educational concepts to them in these, but again, it's all in a fun, getting your hands dirty, getting involved type of way. our upper elementary, ages 8 to 11, 3rd through 5th grade. This is where we start to offer a lot more STEM courses, STEM camps. And this is our largest age group of campers that come. We do a lot of, like I said, STEM camps, but also a lot of active camps, the sports camps, Nerf blasters. If any of you are here in the summer and by the gymnasium in the afternoon, make sure you go past there, because pretty much every week there's a Nerf blasters camp where the kids are out there with their Nerf guns, shooting, playing capture the flag, whatever it is. But we're getting them here on campus, and that's what's important. And then our middle school age. That's a cute kid. Yeah, I know. That was purposely done. There's another cute redhead in the other picture. That one's mine. But here we do a lot more educational camps, but we still offer the fun sports camps. We're trying to expand this with some partnerships with the instruction. Last year we did the automotive camp, and we're doing it again this year. The kids are still talking about that. So if you have any adjuncts, anything, please reach out to me. I know I went to the department chairs meeting and asked, but if you have any ideas, we'd love to partner with you. Because like I said, I have parents calling now, are they doing the same thing in automotive? You know, what are they doing? But they really enjoyed getting into your classrooms and being able to see what the college has to offer. Because again, at this age, they're starting, you know, you're talking about 11 to 14, eighth graders, they're starting to think, where are they going? What are they doing? What do they have to get for do in high school to get ready? And then high school, we really want to grow this program. So this year we're offering at least one high school program each week. I don't like to call them camps for the high school kids because, you know, they don't go to camps. They're too old for that. But I'm partnering with Jeff and Denise, and we're going to do a career exploration. So we're going to bring the kids in. We're going to teach them about themselves, what they like, what they don't like, and help them figure out what do they want to do in high school to get to where they want to be once they graduate. This is a great opportunity again for workforce and instruction to partner and get the kids here on campus and show them what we have here at Del Tech. Senior baseball, I've been talking with Stu, our coach. You know, Bobby was talking about that winning team we have. We're going to increase that this year. We've only ever done baseball to age 12. We're going to try for age 13 to 16 this year. The older kids get those here. The hashtag nailed it. That's going to be out at the ITPC that Chris talked about, along with the small engine repair. Automotive for new drivers, again, that's a new course with our automotive team. I see them sitting over there. Stand up, wave. They're going to teach the kids that are just starting to drive. What do they need to know? What do they have to have in their car with them? What do they do if something happens? So they're going to get them aware of what they need to know. And then the teen defensive driving is going to get the parents the discount on the insurance that they need. Something new that we're offering the first week and last week of camp is the Campus Explorers, and that's an all-day recreational type camp. We're going to have the kids just rotating through stations, doing arts and crafts, guided computer use. We'll also do some bus trips. They'll be outside, running around, playing, run out all that energy that they have. But we're hoping to grow this. It's something that Stanton campus does. They call it Camp on Campus up there. And because the clientele is different, that's very successful because they're looking for daycare. Down here, our parents are looking for educational opportunities, but there are a few that are still looking for that whole day daycare experience. And then for the afternoons or the mornings, if there's a child that only has one specialty camp, they only want to go to automotive in the afternoon, but mom and dad need them to be here all day, we have AM or PM Campus Explorers where we'll run them through a bunch of activities as well. Instructors, if you have any adjuncts, any K through 12 teachers that you know have the summer off, anybody that is looking for a couple hours a week in the summertime, most of our camps are 15 hours 1 week. It's a great opportunity for them. It's a great opportunity for us to provide the campers with fun activities. And then our youth care workers, they have to be high school graduates and have some prior experience with children, whether that's working as a daycare or a babysitter, or they have a leadership role in a group that they belong to at school or in church, something that they've had prior experience. And so, now you know what Del Tech Workforce Development does.
Good morning. So I'm Tanya Schaefer, and David LaFazia is with me. We are the co-chairs of this year's Employee Giving Campaign. Most of you should have already received your forms because we kicked off actually a little early, but the official kickoff was this Monday, March 18th, and it runs until next Friday, March 29th.
All right, so as you can see, we surpassed the college-wide $100,000 mark. That was our goal. We definitely want to keep shattering records, so thank you for your giving and your promised giving. And we're going to get a little look at Owen specific on the next.
So over the past couple years, Owens has fluctuated right around 94%, so that's a great number, and right around $34,000. So that's a huge part of our college-wide giving that we're supporting.
A large number of students have received scholarships, again, straight from your giving, and you can see that there are plenty of students asking for your support, so thank you again.
Some new scholarships we'd like to highlight since our last employee giving are listed here. We have some that are geared, just towards the Bachelor of Nursing program, or students with academic difficulties. So there's always a fund line out there that's going to speak to you.
So you may have already filled this out. Thank you if you did. If not, there are some extras available. If you had a prior year donation, then that amount will be shown unless it's a blank one. And then whether or not you do donate, you still need to sign for the records. And you can see a spot for the designated fund lines. There's 2 spots. So let's say you have a program that's offered here that you really, really want to support. There's a whole sheet that shows all of those options for you. So definitely recommend that you find something that you have a passion about and support that.
Okay, we want our team captains to stretch now. So if your name is up here, please stand up so we can recognize you, because we could not do this without the feet on the ground for you guys collecting our forms.
So as I said, what's your passion? Look at the list. A lot of programs either you've been involved in or you've had past family members or friends that have been involved in. There's so many options out there. Just please identify 1 or 2 and donate $1, $10, $5. We've seen some 50-cent ones out there, I think.
Okay, so like I said, we have 1 week to go. So where are we right now? We have currently had 132 of you turn in your forms out of 312. which brings us at 42% and over $16,000 in giving. So we're about halfway there. So the rest of you, if you could get those into us as soon as possible. And like we say every year, every dollar makes a difference. If you can just give $1, we are ecstatic. And again, a special thank you to all of our alumni employees that give so generously every year.
And everything that you do leads to student success. This is just one other way that you can support our students. And my guess is you already know a number of students who have benefited from past scholarships. So think of them and think of the future.
So again, if there's any of you that did not get a form, if you're part-time and we didn't have a form for you, we have blank copies. You can see Dave or I afterwards, and you can fill those out for us. Have a great day.
So before I start the Ask Bobby, I wanted to, I like the way we do it this year with employee giving. We did the update, instead of kicking it off the first day, we did the update in the middle of the campaign to give you all an update and to get you a little excited. You know, we work really good here at the Owens campus on goals, right? So when we see that we need to do a little more, we all do. So I do ask that everyone submit their form for sure. We need that. And one of the things that David and Tanya and I talked about, the number, the amount is really important, but the number that I use all the time when I talk to potential donors is our participation rate. And so like Tanya said, or David said, we're about 94% here. I would love to get that even higher, and we can do that because even if you don't want to give a recurring amount, you can give a dollar bill with your form, and that counts as participation. So I ask you all to think about that. If you've in the past have not participated, that little bit helps, and it also helps me and the rest of us when we talk about we want other individuals to give to the college. And when I can say that 94% or greater of the Owens campus employees give back, you wouldn't believe. People think we say the number wrong. Mark always shares it, because when Middle States was here a few years ago, they thought we meant 9.4%. And that's a true story. Mark always shares it. And we were like, no, it's really 94%. I mean, it's just unheard of. So if you guys can think of it that way, if you have $1 in your wallet the day you turn it in, that's participation. So every little bit does indeed help. So thank you for that. And we're going to close out on next Friday, right, with the campaign. So let's finish strong. So Ask Bobby. So this is, oh wait, one more thing. Sorry, I wrote myself a note. I stole Jeannie's pen. When Mark was talking about water, or when Mark, you're not Mark, you're Chris Moody. When Chris Moody, we cannot have updates on Friday because my brain, and then this is like my 4th coffee today. So, I'm more wound up than normal. When Chris talked about water, wastewater, let me get this together, it made me think I forgot to announce, I think there is a portal announcement about it, but Jerry Williams is our Hall of Fame recipient this year, and the Hall of Fame lunch. So Jerry Williams really is like the founder of the water, wastewater program, and he's a retiree. He took us to Bulgaria. He did all that work and really put Delaware Tech on the map. So I'm super excited that we're recognizing him as an outstanding retiree for Hall of Fame. And the luncheon is, Karen, I'm looking, is it Friday, April 12th? Okay, so if you haven't RSVP'd to that, please touch base with Karen. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity to recognize Jerry for his amazing contributions and really putting Delaware Tech on the map. And that's why Chris got to go to the Virgin Islands, because Jerry set the groundwork way before him. So, please, congratulations to Jerry. He's thrilled. And I'm thrilled for he and his wife, Stephanie. So Ask Bobby. Anybody have any questions before we close out today? I love when you guys take good care of me. I can't even talk today, so. All right, so I do have a question. Linda Callio. Okay, so Linda Callio loves Harry Potter, so I'll tell you real quick. So she just finished the last book yesterday, and I was leaving the dined with the director yesterday morning and had to get up to Dover by like 9:15 and was in a little bit of a hurry, but Linda came running across the campus at me, and so I wound down my window. I'm like, what's up? And she said, I finished the last Harry Potter book. And I said, guess where I'm going tonight? And she said, where? So Tin Tang and I went to the Salted Rim in Ocean View, and they had a Harry Potter viewing of a movie, and we had dinner, and Professor Snape met us at the door, and they were all dressed in character, and Linda, you should definitely do it. It was awesome. So I do get to have fun sometimes, but I did go to bed at 9 o'clock last night. I was exhausted. Like, I can't do those school night things. So Linda, it was awesome. You should do it. Yeah, Salted Rim. Anybody else want to know anything about my personal life or anything I'm doing? Just follow me on Facebook. It's all there. You saw Tin Tang in the picture. She got a little shout out in the balloon. Anything else? All right, go. Oh, wait, yes, Nicole.
They're open now. Yes. We say May 1st, but if you still want to find available, we kind of keep it open.
So I don't know if everybody heard that question. So Kids on Campus scholarships, when do they open? When do they close? They're open now. Try to close them by May 1st. But I will say there is a fund line for scholarships for workforce development, if that's an area. Trying to do a little plug here, guys. You can do that. And we also have some very generous donors that give specifically to the Kids on Campus scholarship. So please take advantage of that and reach out. Do they reach out to Amy for that, or you, Kim? Who did they reach out? Just through registration and workforce development. Okay. Anything else? Wait, that team in the back there. Woohoo! Yeah, Tammy. Anything else? All right, guys, have a great day. Walk at 11:30 without me, but get a picture. I want to see who all's there. I'll post the heck out of it. All right, see you guys.